Okay, I got my package in the mail from DKCustoms. Has my Vied fuel enrichment and my 2 outlaw breather bolts. These I'm going to be using to make up my own air cleaner. Going to end up costing me a whole lot less by the time I'm done than what it would cost to buy one from already made up by the companies. These are kind of neat little things here. It's got the hole going through there that goes in where the crankcase bolts are at, breather bolts are. Has these little sponge things, air filters here, going behind that C-clip and the screens. Those are going to bolt in on this side over here. Well, you can't really see it because of the big stock air cleaner covers it all up. But basically, I am waiting for a mounting plate, and then I'm going to take the stock air cleaner off. And behind the stock air cleaner here, those breather bolts go in here. That holds on the stock, or holds on the new mounting plate that I'm going to be getting, that bolts onto the, I guess they call that a throttle body, I guess, or an injection body. I'm not sure what they call it. And then on that, I will be putting a plate for the air cleaner, a filter, and a cover, which is going to be much smaller than this stock one. So when you're looking at the bike, you're going to have a smaller, lower profile here, and you'll see more of the engine. This won't be sticking out so far and right up against your leg. And this dang thing, it gets hot, especially here where the temperatures have a way of getting over 100 degrees quite often in the summertime. Not only do you get the heat from that, but the heat from the engine. This air cleaner gets hot. And in the summertime, I ride in shorts, and I don't know actually if you can see, but I actually burnt my leg on that thing right there a little bit. Have to clean that off. Well, I guess I don't need to clean it off because I'm going to replace it. Anyways, I'm still waiting for the backing plate to come in, and once I get that, I'll be able to start Mickey Mousing around with that and make my own homemade air cleaner out of like old car parts, motorcycle air cleaner parts, stuff like that. It should be interesting, and hopefully it'll work. But for today, what I am going to be doing is I'm going to be installing these on the bike. These are the ones that DKCustoms recommended that I get for my motorcycle. I wanted to be able to have adjustment. And I like to screw around with things. Maybe that's not a good thing, but that's what I like to do. Anyways, that little thing right there, you can adjust that using a jeweler's screwdriver, which I happen to have a set of those. Anyways, this just kind of plugs in to the existing wiring in between the O2 sensors and wherever the controller they go to. And you got one for each side in all the directions. And I already kind of skimmed through the directions. Anyways, these ground wires, I won't be needing those on my motorcycle. Those are for another model that you need those, but they send them along with you. So anyways, I'm going to get busy here studying the directions and getting these installed. And since I don't have the fortune of having a person to stand here and film for me while I'm doing the work, I'm going to shut off the camera, install them, and then I will probably come turn it back on, and really it's nothing really to show you when it's done, I guess, but maybe I will. Anyways, the important thing is to see how it works next week on my ride back and forth to work. So I don't know if it's going to make that much of a difference right now, because the only real modification I've done to the bike that affects the way it runs is adding on these Screaming Eagle slip-on mufflers, which are supposed to flow better, and they do, because I've noticed that I do have better performance, more power, a little less gas mileage, a lot more sound than the stock ones. Then again, that could also be because I did that right after the break-in period. And so now I write it like you're supposed to write it instead of just, putting around being nice and careful and slow, because I didn't want to damage the engine during break-in. Now I write it like it should be. Anyways, there you go. There's really no sense in starting it up. You can listen on the other videos to see how it sounded when I swapped out the mufflers. I did a video on that. And I don't think those are going to make any difference on the sound. The only thing that make a difference on the sound is if I was to pull the baffles out of there, strip off that fiberglass matting and stuff, whatever they got on there, and then just put the metal inserts back in so I have back pressure for the fuel injection. But that would sure raise the sound and make it flow better. And I'm thinking about doing that. I might do that. I don't know. Time will tell. Anyways, see y'all later. That's what's going to be my project this weekend. Bye-bye.